it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Mano is here.
New Mano.
And let's get into some Yee tea. Jason Derulo is being accused of sexual harassment and retaliation against a woman who was formerly signed to him, 25-year-old Imaja Gibson. She says that he dropped her from her record deal after she repeatedly rejected his sexual advances. She was in a small girl group called Sorority, and then when the group disbanded, she ended up getting signed as a solo artist. She was still doing music after that. As part of the contract, she was reportedly required to create a mixtape in 4 months and a full-length album in 6. She also was allegedly required to feature Jason Derulo on at least one of her singles, and she said that was great. That offer was a no-brainer. But she said soon after signing the deal, he would consistently invite her to private lounges, would pressure her to drink during recording sessions, and she said she typically declined those invitations for 2 reasons. She wanted to keep their relationship professional, and she didn't want alcohol to affect her performance in the studio. And then she said she did agree to drink with him during a session and was given inappropriate large amounts of alcohol. And she said that he told her she might have to participate in goat skin and fish scales, which was an apparent reference to cocaine use and a sexual act. She took this as a demand for sex in exchange for success. And then she was trying to finalize her deal with Atlantic, but just minutes before the meeting, he introduced her to another aspiring artist named Rosa and said that she was tagging along because he was on some F-ish, suggesting that she was in a sexual relationship with him. So she was convinced that he was using that woman, Rosa, as an example of the ways that she could advance her career. So, you know, she ended up having, she said, to step back because she realized the aggressive manner in which he invaded her personal space and the inappropriate volume of his voice when he charged her and her mom while other staffers were present. So she said he was angry and violent when she mentioned that to him.
He said you got to pay to play.
She said she has anxiety and she's traumatized. She's dealt with inhumane work situations. So now she's suing him for intimidation and breach of contract. She wants compensation for unpaid wages and loss of earnings, as well as damages for emotional distress. Now, Jason Derulo has responded, and here's what he said.
I wouldn't normally comment, but these claims are completely false and hurtful. I stand against all forms of harassment, and I remain supportive of anybody following their dreams. I've always strived to live my life in a positively impactful way, and that's why I sit here before you deeply offended by these defamatory claims. God bless.
All right, so that's all we know so far. Her accusations and his response.
She said that he wanted to sample the goods.
All right, and that's traumatizing.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it happens a lot to women in the business, but we don't know if this was the situation here.
Right.
But, all right, now Gunna, his latest single, F You Mean, is now certified platinum, as his album, Gift and a Curse, has also gone gold. And so he went on his Instagram story to share that screenshot of his certification. So congratulations to him. Now that's somebody who it felt like it could have been over, and then he dropped an album that people love. And now we see him going on tour.
Right, because I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
All right, now SNL, the season 49 opener they have announced is scheduled for October 14th. And Ice Spice is going to be the musical guest, and Pete Davidson will also be on the show as well.
That's major.
Yes, and then the week after that is Bad Bunny and Bad Bunny. What, did you say something? Oh, yeah, Pete. Well, I mean, Pete, I always look at him as on SNL still, even though I know he's not anymore. So that's kind of funny, but yes. All right, and AMP, that Amazon AMP has shut down. I know we've seen this before, but a lot of people had shows on AMP. You know, Nicki Minaj had her show on AMP. Joe Button had a show on AMP, Music Lovers Only with Joe Button. Nicki Minaj had the partnership for Queen Radio after she took it from Apple Music and went over to Amazon. But in the meantime, Amazon Music Live Season 2 is returning with Lil Durk and Metro Boomin. That is a show that's hosted by 2 Chainz. It's a weekly concert series that airs every Thursday night, all right? So that's already back. Next week is going to be Metro Boomin. Lil Durk did it this week, and then Lotto is coming after that. And that is your Yee tea. When we come back, we have About Last Night. That's when we discuss what we did about last night. Mano's about to jump out of his seat, so let's get into it.
Stop it.
About Last Night is next. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way up.